I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See? Protect yourself with Life Call, and you're never alone.
Wait, what did she say? What did the guy say? What did he say? We're sending help right away, Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith Sr.? I think that's what he said.
Oh, wow. That's just rude. I can't... I had no idea that was coming.
Although it could have gone out to almost anyone on your team at this point because they have all fallen and they all can't get up.
It's going to take a couple weeks, maybe 9. Still can't believe you called me out like that. Hurt Steve Smith. You're on his lifetime hit list, Brian.
I am. And, you know, I don't know what to say about that, but I'm a little bit scared because I'm 0-4 already. I don't think it's going to go any better. Somebody said I jinxed myself, and it could be, but I'm not going to stop now. I'm going to probably call out one more player this week.
Oh, really? Well, just let you know you're on my hit list for next week.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll be looking for you.
I'm calling out Phillip Rivers breaking his leg.
You didn't even know he's on my team.
Yeah, I know now he's going to break his leg, and it's going to be for Ryan Shazier.
Ooh, so you're calling out for this week so I don't have him for next week.
That's right.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
2 can tango.
It does take 2.
Yes.
All right, we will see.
We were friends. We were friends, Brian.
Were.
Unfinished business.
All right, Maddie, let's get started right now because I don't know about you, but I was upset that Craig and Jimmy didn't even come close to matching our request. We just wanted a short video.
Yeah, that's all we were asking for. 5 minutes of your precious time. I mean, in Disney World would have gave me and Brian like a lifetime of joy since I don't know, I was down there last time in junior year of college maybe.
It was 2 decades for me.
2 decades?
Yeah.
Working on that for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just wanted to see Disney World once, but you know, you took that away from us.
Right.
You said, no, we're not going to do it. Now, I don't think you have any business, Craig, ever talking to Brian about not being able to do the podcast again.
Yeah, you have no legs to stand on that one. I mean, you couldn't get off It's a Small World After All just for 5 minutes, you know?
Right. Yeah, I know. Like, this is a golden opportunity. You could have had Jimmy. You could have had Sally on the show. You guys could have been talking. You guys could have been laughing, having a good time. You could have been on the teacups. I don't know what you were thinking, Craig. I think kind of makes you a chump.
Wow. Yeah. It wasn't a huge request. We just wanted a little bit of magic into our lives. You know, we're up here in Pennsylvania. We just suffered that awful wild card loss last night. We just need a little magic.
It was awful. Yeah, we needed some magic. I mean, I do miss that monotonous voice singing me to sleep. You were my lullaby, Craig, and you ruined a day of sleep for me.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you're really tired, like you couldn't fall asleep.
The bags under my eyes are terrible. It's just I don't know what I'm going to do.
You did. I mean, didn't you even try an Ambien? It didn't work?
No, the Ambien didn't work. I need Craig's voice. I need that voice in my room, just talking on and on and on, and just to put me to sleep. It really is quite soothing.
Yeah, so thanks for nothing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hope you had a good time, though. Going right down
Bring me back Mickey ears.
By the way, I think one of our best skits ever was when we did the little parody of It's a Small World After All with Craig and his nephew.
Really?
Jimmy's kid.
Good,
I loved it. I loved it.
Let's go, boy.
It'll be one of the classics. But moving right down our unfinished business, this happens to involve Jimmy and Craig as well. And half the league will know nothing about this because they didn't choose to join the Fantasy Baseball League, which really had nothing riding on it. It was kind of a joke.
Yeah, so you begged me to join the league.
I did. We needed it. We needed a 6th man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I was only in 2 leagues already that were worth money.
At least you made playoffs.
I did? Yeah, I did make playoffs. I made playoffs.
4 out of 6 teams made playoffs. I didn't make playoffs. Josh didn't make playoffs. So kind of hoping that'll repeat in this real season, that Josh won't make playoffs. Not for me, but Josh. But I'm happy to report that Sunday night we crowned our first champion. So congratulations to Jim Crick. Do you remember his team name?
No.
I don't either. That shows you how much we care. I know that Craig's team was Bono's Baseball.
Oh, wait. Was it Harry Carey's Bush?
That's right. Yep. So congratulations to Harry Carey's Bush.
Weird guy.
yeah.
Always never said Jim was normal.
That's true, and it's like it's strange. It's like a Cubs connection.
Fuck the Cubs.
Yeah,
Man.
I know.
Anyway.
I know. But yeah, so congratulations to Jim. Craig, that's a bitter loss. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Hopefully get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I might have actually beat you guys if I would have known that we were playing each other. Justin actually had to text me one day and say, "Are you still playing in the baseball league?" And I said, "Am I?" It's a question mark. I was like, "Am I Ron Burgundy?" I was like, "I don't know." And apparently he beat me by like 300 points. So that was your answer.
So if anybody wants to join next year, we'll probably do it again just to pass time.
Yeah.
Moving right along with some more unfinished business. This goes out to Bean, and I have to say that it was a huge, huge mistake that I thought Alfred Blue was on your team.
Titanic mistake.
Delling had nothing to do with that. But
I was a sidekick.
I think that everyone can understand why I thought that Alfred Blue was on your team, because it seems like something you would have done. I mean, that's a typical Bean move, a typical Bean transaction. So nobody blinked twice. At least Delling and I didn't.
This reminds me. This is like you remind me of my aunt, Brian. This is like a backhanded apology.
It is. I mean, that's I'm not going to really apologize to Bean. It's just a podcast. It's not like I insulted his mother or something.
Oh, hey!
I didn't. Who am I? Who am I? Pyro?
It happens.
It does, but so I will retract that statement. Alfred Blue was never drafted or on Bean's team. There, I said it. It's over. And I know that Bean called in. I haven't listened to it yet. I was going to save it for the show, and I'm sure that he brings up Alfred Blue, so I'll let him speak his own words on that one.
You do know that his words can take enough room to actually be a play, right?
Yeah, a 3-act.
A 3-act, yes. And once he speaks, it will be played in 75 different countries.
Multiple languages.
Multiple languages.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan.
I'm sure that when Bean was listening to me go on and on about Alfred Blue, he was just like, so anyways, do you have any unfinished business to talk about?
I do. I got one with Vanilla Jeff.
We don't know for sure if he is or is not out to sea still.
Right. Well, I know. Probably didn't listen to this, but you son of a bitch. Tavon Austin? Really? Tavon Austin goes off for like 29 points against the Cardinals? His best game in his entire life? I mean, this guy's worthless. How does it happen? I don't understand. That's all I got. You won. Yeah. But with Tavon Austin, that's for shame.
Nick Foles to Tavon Austin. No one really had that penciled in anywhere. No bookie had that one penciled in.
No, probably the cheating bastards on FanDuel and DraftKings or whatever they show with those people that worked there. That whole thing that went down.
Did they ever cheat?
Yeah, they cheat.
I didn't know.
They got insider information.
From who?
From I don't know.
Oh, you sound very guilty.
Yeah, right. Like, if I was that good, I'd be winning money too. No, they have like the percentages of players that. The whole thing is like you don't get to see the people that other people select for their rosters, but until like the game starts, and you see like percentages of people that were selected. Yeah. But these guys know the percentages of the players that are selected. So if they want beforehand, basically, and if they want to, they can play. If they're from DraftKings, they can play on FanDuel without any repercussions. So they've already got that insider information. Yeah, and I think so. Like some of the workers that have worked at these places have won at least. It's something like $6 million or I don't know what it is, billion. I don't know. I think it's $6 million over the year or something like that.
This year
alone. Yeah. They showed the one guy who it was all. He's the one. He somehow leaked the information of the percentages of the players, and he won $350,000 that day by playing on FanDuel. But then they showed like his calendar of wins and through baseball actually. Wow. And it had a money sign and then a red star and a yellow star, and the red star meant first place. Yellow star meant top 10 finish, and then money was just money. And out of, I'd say, like 30 days, there was 28 dollar signs there with two first place finishes and like 6 top 10 finishes. So he had to be made $1 million at least. And they already said he didn't do anything wrong.
In a month.
Yeah. So
wow.
I don't play those. I went halves once with John, $10 each, and and I got crushed. So I just did it for fun, but I don't play this, and I probably will never will because of it. Just
now
because
that
I
we
hear that.
know that they have unfair advantage.
Yeah, it's not regulated, so
Yeah.
it's kind of. I just knew it was kind of a shaky thing in the first place. You're gonna do that every day. It takes advantage of people's what do people Americans love to do? Gamble and
Yeah.
gamble and make money.
Yeah.
And fantasy. So definitely took advantage of it.
I was a little bit didn't expect to go on that little tangent
I
there,
went on a
but
little rant, sorry.
yeah, that was actually informational. That's rare for this podcast. So I guess that's all we have to say about that. Goes without saying, we're probably both a couple of gloomy gusses today after that really, really awful wild card game for 2 years in a row. We've been outscored 12-0 in 2 games.
Yeah, 12-0, and I think the Pirates have been struck out, I believe, 21 times.
Yeah, we might have a combined hits of like maybe 7 hits, something like that.
Yeah, there was a headline in an article that said "Deja Adieu." I felt it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on, yeah. The Buccos wild card. This whole thing. You get the stupid 1-game playoff. I mean, this isn't football. You don't play 16 games.
Right.
You play 162 games to have to play 1 game. It really sucks. But like I think I told you before, Scott Van Pelt said, well, you might not like it, we might not agree with it, but I rooted when I was a kid for a 100-win Oriole team that didn't even make the playoffs.
Right.
So, but you tip your hat off to the Cubs. I kind of do.
Yeah.
But like I said, still think they took a cheap shot at Gong, and they altered our playoff scenario. So I think the Cubs are classless.
Yeah. All I have to say is that we ran into 2 unbelievable pitchers, and it's not an excuse. It's just like they're probably going to do 2 historic runs. Like, they're just freaks. And how do you go up against superhuman pitchers in 1 game and hope to win? I mean,
Right.
Garrett Cole, he kind of gave you a Garrett Cole performance. I mean, he actually was worse, giving up 2 home runs, but
Right.
still, he had his way with the right-handers, but the lefties, they went 5 or 6,
Yeah. Yeah, and he went. I mean, after he got pulled, he went back to the locker and took a few shots at Jack Daniels, and he was out there for the brawl. He looked like somebody from Winburn, actually. He looked like his hair and stuff getting in the middle there, trying to fight, trying to be tough. It's actually kind of funny. But I mean, I do have a clip, a sound clip from one of the fans there. How they viewed. I kind of feel the same way.
Before you play that, that'll probably summarize how we feel, but the best thing that came out of last night, Sean Rodriguez with the Gatorade cooler. Unbelievable.
Yes, Serpico!
All right, so what do you got?
All right, yeah, this is a clip of the fan.
You rotten bugs! You overpaid Winnie! Vile thing! You make my butt sting! I detest you! You're all garbage!
And that's why we're kind of happy we didn't pay $150 to go to that game just to stand and watch them fall apart.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that would have made it worse. $120, $150 to stand there. I just would have been ridiculously angry.
Yeah.
I don't even think 3 craft beers would have made me happy.
No, nothing would have made you happy after that performance. They were out of it after the first.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, how terrible is that?
So what are we going to do? Like, Bucko season's over, still got fantasy football, but what else do we have?
I don't know. Well, we don't care about the NBA.
No.
It's just a bunch of bums throwing a ball around and not dunking. They don't even play real basketball anymore. Bring back Larry Bird. I want the Condor. But, well, you know what, Brian? We got something.
What do we got?
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
Here's Ulf Samuelson shooting and scoring. He gets his 2nd goal. Ulf Samuelson gets the Penguins their 6th goal. Yeah, he's smiling like a butcher's dog. Over to Murphy.
Yeah, and
The Penguins, baby.
they're back, baby.
NHL, fuck the Flyers. Screw Jimmy Crick.
So we do have something to smile like a butcher's dog's about tonight.
Yes, we do.
They're
They're gonna win, man.
Yeah, they're definitely going to win.
1-0.
Yeah. But do we have any faith about them in the playoffs?
Oh, man. No.
Not so much.
Well, yeah, it's only because the NHL continues, if they continue this stupid thing where they change the rules as the season goes at the end and the playoffs, where it basically halts the play of the game, makes them look like slugs.
Yeah.
That's what they do, Brian. I mean, this team is
Skating through quicksand.
Yeah, this team is geared to entertain.
Yep.
We have the most entertaining team in the NHL. We are offensively talented, maybe a little defensively challenged, but it doesn't matter because when the NHL starts, they don't call the penalties anymore. We get crushed.
Yeah.
We got the best player in the game, Crosby. Arguably the best player. I know other people are gonna say he's Sidney Crosby. Was it? He's a Nancy or something.
Yeah,
cry baby. But screw you, Jimmy. Stupid Flyers fans haven't had a cup in 40 years.
Now we got Kessel. Still have Malkin.
Kessel. Yeah.
Fleury. We got definitely one of the most exciting teams to watch.
Yeah, we got this 18-year-old kid named Spronger.
Yeah.
Spronger or whatever.
Yeah.
We got the Plotnikov, the Russian.
Yep. So when we pay whatever it's going to be like $60 to $80 for a ticket, we're going to get our money's worth. We're not going to steal.
We're going to enjoy ourselves.
We're not going to get a 1-0 like shutout.
That's right. Jimmy, we were there for Crosby's 300th goal against the Flyers. So sweet. So sweet. Of course, we went on to lose 4-1, which wasn't as sweet, but at least we were there for some history.
Yep. That was the only good part of that night.
It really was.
One more little thing. This is for you, Delling. One more little surprise for you. Yeah. I figured unfinished business. It's a little bit, this is preemptive. Have you decided which running back you're going to sit next week?
I don't know. Why?
I don't know, like when we play head-to-head.
Oh, get out of here. That went out the window as soon as you put a hit on my player.
No, it didn't.
That's not honest enough. I'm sorry, man. You're not an honorable person.
I didn't actually hurt him.
Yeah, you did. You said Steve Smith, Mike Mitchell. You said the player and the defensive player.
Did Michael Mitchell actually hit him?
He came over and said something called him like a little bitch or something, which is enough. So he's on Steve Smith's lifetime hit list.
I don't have a Steve Smith like voodoo doll, so if you're not going to start, well, yeah, but if you're not going to bench one of your running backs because Steve Smith got hurt, that's crap. I'm going to put together a compilation.
That is not crap.
I'm going to put a compilation together of all the times that you've said that you're going to bench your running back, and then all the times that you've taken it back. You Native American giver.
Native American giver?
Yeah, it's PC.
PC.
You need to give her take backs.
These always PC.
I just made that up.
I believe. So the correct term is Indian giver.
Yeah, which I guess doesn't really apply anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't give me anything.
Weren't the Indian giver? Is that Americans?
Technically, yes.
Technically, so you're already an Indian giver.
Don't you turn this around on me,
Brian?
I'm getting to the fact that you are backing out yet again, and I can't wait to bring out the audio up next week from our initial podcast this year.
I'll hear the initial podcast. I want to hear the audio.
You'll hear it because you said you weren't going to back out, but we're here. We're only in week 5.
Hey, I got 3 players. 3 of my star players hurt. One of which you called out. Would never got hurt if you didn't say it.
Do you hear that?
No.
It's the smallest violin playing just for you.
Oh, I'm gonna crack that small violin over your head.
Oh, I love messing with you.
No, she didn't, girlfriend.
Say last week.
Wait, isn't it usually called "Oh no, he didn't"? There are no females in our league. I mean, other than Teresa.
Well, I mean, we could argue that. There's many people that we could call a little girly.
Yeah. But why does "Oh no, she didn't" this week?
Well, we're bringing this one out from the Doldrums because last week we called out certain somebody with the BMW, Josh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
With the scratch. I think it was a retaliation of sorts. We were on Facebook and we just happened to see a post called "My Girls" from his lovely wife Stacy.
Yeah.
And it just so happens to be the history of her cars, I guess.
And that's kind of a coincidence.
I don't know.
Do you think that it was like
maybe Josh told her to do it?
Possibly.
I mean, nah. You know what? I don't know if Josh really has any say in the relationship at all. I think I think she's definitely one behind it. Yeah. But so she must listen to the podcast while she's at the work desk at the hospital.
Possibly.
I mean, she's there late night. She got nothing to do.
Yeah, right. She's in the psych ward. Things are quiet.
Maybe she plays at the psych ward for everybody to put them to sleep.
No, that's Kabisic.
That's Kabisic.
Calm everybody down.
Oh man. Well, you know, we're dealing with psychos. They might have a totally different sense of humor than we're used to.
It's possible.
So we'll have to ask what to get her on the show for an interview.
So you think
that'll
this
ever
was,
happen.
like that would be great?
Yeah.
We tried before. Remember?
Yeah.
She sat here silent.
She gave me a couple looks though.
Yeah, and they came over loud and clear.
Yeah.
So you think that she put these photos up in response to you calling out the little scratch on the new BMW?
I do. Yeah, I do. Most definitely.
All right. So what did she post?
Well, the first one she posted is what my guess is Helga, the original BMW's lovely black 2-door. I mean, what do you think? Like maybe early 90s?
Early mid-90s.
Mid-90s, maybe the 80s.
Yeah.
The car. Looks great, actually. I actually wanted this car a long time ago,
Yeah,
but of
it's
course
awesome.
I wasn't going to buy a BMW. I can't afford it. Not a, was it 90s?
I think Crystal said she got this right out of high school. Yeah.
Big purchase.
So late 90s. Wow.
That
I
is-
mean, that's crazy. Right out of high school, you get a BMW. How's that happen?
She's got a moonroof, too.
Oh, man.
I think
Good
so.
eye.
Yeah, look at
Yeah, I
that.
think you're right. Good
Yeah.
eye.
And the best part is she's also clearly a 90s chick. She's got the jeans on and the oversized T-shirt.
Yeah.
The little slit on the jeans at the side at the end of them. So it's definitely something that me and Brian were reminiscing about. Definitely in high school because nowadays in high school girls dress slutty. Well, I mean I don't know if the skirts are allowed above their knees now and they're allowed to wear sleeveless shirts. But whatever.
It's all the hormones.
And it's all about the hormones. It is.
Yeah.
I don't know how a guy can handle himself in school these days with puberty hitting. My God, I'd be walking to class with a textbook over my pants every day.
Well, clearly the teachers around here can't handle themselves. I mean, did you see the whole Plum scandal?
I was just say you are a teacher, Brian.
Yeah, but I don't teach middle school, high school. I mean, the teachers that are in middle school, high school, they can't control themselves around here.
No, I didn't see this.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. You would care to give us some information?
Just hooking up with these 14, 15-year-old girls.
Get out of town.
Yeah, then they intimidate her so that she doesn't talk out. There's a group of teachers,
What?
Anybody
Seriously?
I swear. Anybody in the Pittsburgh area can testify. Well, other than Detling.
Right.
But yeah, these guys are going to probably go to jail.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
14, 15, were they like Facebook bullying him or something?
Yeah, texting her, trying to intimidate her, just so that she wouldn't, testify against them in court.
Jesus.
Sick. Really sick.
How is it, Ryan, from your perspective, you are a teacher, how is it that a grown adult, we'll call a grown adult,
Sure.
even if they're 21 years old, fresh out of college, they're still supposed to be a grown adult, can go get an education, get a job as a teacher where you're supposed to educate the young students, and then be vindictive like this to these people and you take advantage of them? Like, sure, I'm sure it's like, what are you, fourth graders?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, let's just say, hypothetically, you're teaching like a ninth grader. Oh, that Mr. Volchka is so hot with his long hair and his glasses and his
I
shirts.
don't have
and
long
stuff.
hair.
No, you did have it, though.
Yeah.
So, you would have to
I
deal
feel like
with
you're
that.
trying to trap me.
No. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm just trying to get,
You're just saying I'm hot? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying, hypothetically, these girls, like teachers, because you're there, and you're first of all, you're an authority figure.
Right.
So that automatically makes you attractive to like a little girl. I don't know where I'm going with this. I kind of so what I'm trying to say is, Brian, how is it possible that these humans are allowed to exist in a educational world?
They're sick bastards,
Yeah. Well, how do you not see this?
I don't see it in my school, thank God.
Yeah, well, you're fourth graders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God. That's right.
I guess those teachers just think, I keep getting older and they keep staying the same age.
Oh, that's a good quote. I really want to pick on that, but it's so good I can't.
All right, let's get back to
Okay.
what we're
Let's
talking
go back
about
to
here.
Stacy. Let's go back to Stacy.
Wow.
Jeez. You had to bring it. I have to read this after when I go home. So, all right.
So that was the first.
So that was the first car, Helga. And so I gotta admit, it's a pretty swanky car. I like it. Actually, it's one of my favorites. It's a nice BMW. I like the rims. The tires are pretty. They look badass. Probably one everyone.
We have analyzed this car enough.
It's got a spoiler in the back. All right. So and also there's actually, this is a better picture of Helga. This car is all spiffied up, waxed. I think it's waxed.
Nice wheels.
Hopefully the brother was the one that did it because apparently he took it to prom.
Yeah.
Which that would be pretty cool to take your date to the prom in a BMW.
Yeah.
You know what I took my date to the prom, Brian?
Probe.
Damn right. 1991 Ford Probe. V8 engine. No, V6 engine. V8 I would have been able to handle. But yeah, so he's out there doing a James Bond pose, and
Remember you asked me a while ago, a couple years ago, you said, are there any other more Armageddon available? And this is him. This is him. Yeah. Not anymore, but I mean, you could be a home wrecker.
No, I am not a home wrecker. I can barely contain myself. So yeah, this is payment for using the ride. So it's the same car, still nice looking.
Yeah, beautiful picture.
Beautiful. There's this Stella. I love the name Stella, by the way.
Stella! Great TV show.
Yes, it was. Would you like to tell them the TV show, Brian?
Michael Showalter, Michael Ian Black, David Showalter, or David Wayne. Unbelievable. State crew. Underrated. Never got its due. A lot of stuff was inappropriate, but that's what made it great. Go check it out. Stella, probably YouTube it.
Specifically, the one that made it inappropriate would be my favorite video was the Miss Santa Claus.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
We're really going off on tangents today.
Okay, all right. Wow.
We'll have to YouTube it later.
It was very inappropriate, but great. So yeah, this is BMW Stella. Now this car was bought 5 years ago.
I would think so.
6 years ago.
Crystal, what do you think?
She doesn't know.
No idea. That sounds about right.
A nice little like here from Wanda. How about the car? So okay.
The only like.
The only like.
But this photo was from 2010.
Okay, there you go. So 6 years ago.
Yep.
So
we're in 2015, so that's actually 5 years. I'm the mathematician of this podcast.
Sorry, I always think it's 2016. I do not know why.
You can't wait for the election.
I am so ahead of the times right now. I always have to ask Brian what year it is. At least I know the president. Still Obama.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. God, no. Please, never. I'm telling you now, if it's Obama, we're screwed.
You mean Trump?
Trump. You're right. Shoot. Jesus. This is terrible. Yeah, okay. If Trump is our president, for the podcast will be coming to you live from Canada. Anyways, back to Stella. Car's all gussied up, waxed, ready to go.
I like this one better. I just like the body better.
What, than Helga?
Yeah. Helga's a little boxier, a little more angular. I like the contours of Stella a little bit more. She's curvy. I like curvy girls.
Oh, yes, you do.
Well, Gags will back me up. Come on.
Oh, wow. Gags. Really?
No idea.
Is Gags' wife curvy?
I don't know. I've seen pictures, but can't really testify.
Well, you love this word, testify. No, Gags' wife is the sister of Jimmy's ex-wife.
That's right.
Angie, right?
That's right.
She was curvy.
Yeah.
So I would imagine she's curvy as well.
Probably.
I don't know if she makes as good of a, what do you call it?
Stromboli
over potato chips.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of the best meals I've ever had. So simple. Yeah. So great. But anyway, yeah, Stella. Great car. Gussied up. Looks like it's wax here. I mean, I can see like the picket fence and the clouds. Maybe it's just a photo trick.
Could be.
Yeah, so on to the next car. Oh, wait, it's another picture of Stella.
Yep, from the back.
Tons of comments. Another like from Wanda. Here's a surprise. Well, let's go keep on. And then the new BMW.
No name yet.
Yeah, no name. We don't have a name.
Wanda liked it though.
Wanda did. Yes, she did. I believe this is a 540i. I think so. Looks like it's got a GPS system in there.
For anybody who's not friends with Stacy or Josh, like this is probably gonna be a really long part that they have no basis to like check out.
Honestly, it's only supposed to take like a minute.
Yeah.
So anyway, this new BMW they just bought, very nice, very nice. You know what? I don't see the scratch anymore.
Well, it's far away. It's from a different angle. There's shadows.
Well, it's a black and white photo too. Another photo trick. And then I just see the inside here. So anyway, so yeah, so she put up these photos, and there's one more. There's actually it was her very first car, the first one. She says this is the comment. She commented on her own photo, said, "This is how I started out." And it is looks like a souped up Monte Carlo.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that's something I can get behind there, man. You got the black fuzzy dice hanging by the mirror, dude.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
It's a boat.
It's a boat. That's true. Back in the day, those were boats. Could you imagine trying to drive that thing now?
Wanda liked it.
She did. She liked everything. Praise her for looking at her children's photos.
Yes.
And liking them. My mom likes hers too, or mine, I should say.
Your car.
My car. But yeah, no. The interior of this car, the Monte Carlo, looks great. Looks like I would imagine the material is like a Barca lounger.
It looks very comfortable.
Yeah. So
are you turning this into car talk?
no, I forgot. I honestly forgot what we were doing this for.
Oh no, she didn't.
Oh no, she did. Yes. Okay. So Stacy said, "All right, my car might have a scratch, but let me throw these in your face." So well done, Stacy. Well done.
Yep.
You have had a great collection of cars throughout your lifetime so far, and I look forward to many more.
Josh, make sure she hears this.
Yes. What does Josh have? Like a Honda?
He used to.
I know he used to have like an Acura as well. And then you got a Honda because he had to travel so much.
Yeah, he has a big SUV now. I'm trying to think what it is.
Is it a Cadillac?
Escalade.
Yeah. A Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah.
What is he, Stefan Marbury?
I don't know.
Jeez. Come on, Brian. All right. Trade time, trading guys, excellent. Excellent.
Most excellent. Deli, what trade happened this week?
Oh, there was a couple, right?
Nah, just one.
Wait,
was there more than one? I must have missed one.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, I'm gonna talk about the trade that I was involved with, and see, I didn't know about that trade. We'll get to that in a minute.
Talk
But
about your
yesterday,
trade, yes.
yeah, we were at the bar getting ready for the Buccos game, and
Yeah, tell us a story.
yeah, and we were sitting there and we were just talking fantasy. I didn't tell him about the trade because it happened like half hour before we got there, and Deli's like, and why is Gags starting Jay Cutler over Phillip Rivers? And I was like, I have no idea. And I waited for a while and I was like, could be because he's on my team. And Deli just had a blank stare. He had no idea what was going on. I could see the wheels turning. Yeah. And then finally I said, you didn't see the trade. And he had no idea.
I had no idea. It was a beautifully executed move by Brian. I was just so shocked I didn't know what to do. I immediately grabbed my phone to check if he was lying. I was like, Google it.
But anyways, then I told him about the trade. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you do, the trade was Manuel Sanders for Phillip Rivers. I had to give up my top wide receiver for, a shot to get back in the game. I had to make a big move, and I hated to do it because now I'm really thin at wide receiver. And if Martavis Bryant doesn't work out, I'm going to be super thin. I had to pick up Javon Curse off the waiver wire just to have a little bit of depth. And
I wouldn't call you super thin at wide receiver, Brian.
no, what else do I have? I'm talking for bye weeks.
For bye weeks? Well, everybody has problems with bye weeks. But you have T.Y. Hilton, Mike Evans, and Martavis Bryant.
I don't feel good about any of those right now. T.Y.'s done next to nothing. No touchdowns yet. Mike Evans, no touchdowns yet. Bryant just got out of rehab. So, we'll see.
Bryant just got out of rehab.
More or less.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a good trade. It was I can't say one or the other really fleeced the other one.
Yeah.
I'd say Sanders, you gave up Sanders, but he's a PPR machine. But also Denver is trying to do a ground attack, but I haven't really looked at Sanders' stats lately.
He's consistent.
Yeah, so he's going to
get you 15 to 30 points. It's a big
15 to 30? It's a pretty wide margin. Jeez.
Low end 15, high end 30.
I was thinking 10 to 15, but okay. What do I know? I guess I'm wrong.
You think Obama's going to be president in 2016?
Oh, yeah. We're not here to talk politics.
Okay.
Brian.
Okay. That's a whole other subject.
Let's make America great again. Phillip Rivers. Yeah, I mean, this guy, like, I saw Gags talk about a little bit with, like, Kevin B and stuff about how he can be great one week and then give you a dud. Well, the funny part is that, yeah, he can be great one week, but even when he was a dud, he's still better than any quarterback you had, Brian.
Oh, I know, and I had 4 or 5 on my bench.
Yeah, you still do, right?
I dropped one of them, but
Who'd you drop?
I dropped Jameis Winston.
All right, I can see that.
So, I had to get rid of one. I wasn't going to carry 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty crazy for carrying 6 or 5 quarterbacks.
It was out of control, but I'm really excited to get Phillip Rivers back on the team. It's been a few years. Yeah, the curse obviously is going to be talked about. I'm hoping that he's going to just prove that the curse is reversed, and he's going to get me to a playoff push.
Launching into the 6th playoff spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you need some help, that's for sure.
Why? You think that 6th playoff spot is the only thing I can reach?
That's what well, my computer wasn't going here yet. Maybe. Well, let me look. It's
I might be able to get 5th.
6th spot is 2-2. You're 0-4, so you're 2 games behind the 6th spot right now. Well, I'll never say never.
Never say never. All I know is I can only lose 2 more games. I have to go 7-2 to make playoffs. Which is not going to be easy.
No, it's not. Especially with the bye weeks and how you say you're going to be thin at receiver, which I need to look at more.
And I have to play Craig Kubisik again, which is another thing I forgot to bring up in Unfinished Business. Why do I always play Craig twice? I think he rigs this.
I can pretty much 95% assure you that he rigs this. I know I can quote Craig of saying, as far as draft strategies goes, well, part of my strategy is that I know Brian's going to make at least 2 dumb moves.
I only made one this year.
Yeah, well, Duke Johnson almost is. I know, he's got a receiver. Yeah, he's a good receiving running back. Hey, what are you going to do? But so there it is. He said you're not that good of a draft person. So he calls you out on that. And, all of a sudden, I didn't know, but you realize, apparently you do play him twice a year. And it's always towards, you get once at the beginning and once in the end when Craig needs to beat you to win to get in the playoffs. So, I don't know, I might have to call this assistant to the commissioner into question.
Ooh, we might have to investigate this.
The Tonto's Demise board.
Yeah.
Board of trustees.
Yeah.
Will call Craig before trial. Before us for trial of insider trading.
I'll be Sherlock. You can be Watson.
What? I am obviously Sherlock.
I'm Sherlock.
You're ready,
All right. How do you feel about Gags moving forward with Cutler?
Well, he said he only needs him for 2 weeks. I mean, if you literally, how do I feel about Gags? I feel like he's literally put a bomb in the middle of his squad, but you don't know how long the what's it called? The wick is going to burn for before the explosion.
Yeah.
So I think Gags taking a huge risk. He's 3-1, right? Yeah, he's 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't think he really needs to trade Rivers. I don't think he was that bad off, but Gags is Gags.
3 trades in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He said that I saw that he's building his team for December, so he must have been looking at schedules. He probably figures, like you, he only needs 4 more wins to get in, and then he's going to build that team for the playoffs.
Well, my question is, if he's building it for December, who, Brian, is the best quarterback in December?
Probably Big Ben.
Oh, Phillip Rivers.
Is he?
He's always known for December.
That's true. That's true.
Sure, I'll go with the Big Ben.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's usually pretty good, but I'm just excited that I'll have Rivers if I make playoffs.
Yes.
It's a long shot. What was the other trade?
It was apparently not, you didn't even notice.
I didn't.
It was Nelson Aguilar for Mike Wallace between the Huber brothers.
Brothers trade.
Collusion?
I doubt it.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. Raritan Pups get Mike Wallace, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he gets.
And then he gave up Aguilar to Jay,
which is nothing.
Yeah.
Mike Wallace is something a little bit.
Aguilar, I think he had a nice catch last week, but he's still barely on the radar.
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise. He's probably looking for that. Now he's got the Sam Bradford to Jordan Matthews or Aguilar connection.
That's true. That's true.
But he's not playing Bradford anyway.
Oh, he's not?
Not that I'm aware of.
So Mike Wallace is, so Jimmy is trying to shoot for the farm as well?
Yeah.
Shoot for the moon?
Making a little bit of a move here.
Trying to hero and 4. He said he saw your trade. He's like, I gotta make a move. All right, I can't let Brian outdo me.
That's right. Commend him, making a move, trying to get something happening.
Trying to become the wolf that he used to be.
Yeah.
Still the pup.
He's still half the wolf he used to be. But I don't think anybody really benefits or loses on that trade.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, maybe like an eyebrow raise a little bit in the league, but. Yeah. It was like a blip on the radar screen. It was like nothing else. Yeah. It was like, okay.
Exactly.
So I can't cry trade rape.
No.
I can't cry trade rape on yours either, which just makes this no fun.
All right,
I can't have it. I have to analyze this. Where's the fun in that?
All right, then we'll just move on. Hey, Delling, do we have anything on the answering machine this week?
Yeah, we got a blinking red light.
We actually do have a blinking red light. Looks like we have 2 messages, so let's see what we got.
Hey guys, it's Gags, aka the Bull, aka the Rook. Just wanted to congratulate everybody on a perfect first quarter. Having some pretty good fun this year. Good luck to everybody except for Bean. Gags out.
All right, nice short and sweet message there from Gags. Thanks for calling in. Any thoughts on that call?
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks, Gags, for being a contender and giving us your opinions and actually calling in, unlike other people. The Bull.
Yeah.
The Bull.
That's what I was thinking about.
El Toro?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one El Toro.
Are you giving yourself nicknames now?
Yeah, you Kobe Bryant calling yourself Black Mamba? I mean, you can't. A nickname doesn't work like that. You're Gags.
He like put it in the middle too, like Gags, aka the Bull, aka the Rook.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't notice that you called yourself the Bull.
Try to squeeze it in there. Sorry, man, we got you. And then you went Gags out. You're Gags. Not the Bull.
Pretty soon he's gonna change his team name to the Bull, THA Bull. Yeah.
The Bull.
Yeah, I'm
bullshit.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. Calling bullshit on the Bull nickname.
Yeah, you can't bullshit a couple bullshitters.
Try again, son.
Oh, you call him son? Disrespect.
Detonator's out. All right, looks like we have one more message. Here we go. Beep.
Unfinished business. This is Kevin Bean, owner of the Doug C. Hooligans. I definitely have some unfinished business with the podcast. First of all, you guys talk all kinds of trash about my choice for kicker. My strategy is I like to have all of my starters right off the bat, including a kicker, so I can have the best possible choice of players to score the highest points for me when my full starting lineup is in. Not a popular strategy. I agree with you guys. I could have drafted the kicker later and done just fine. But the same week you make fun of my kicker, he outscores my entire team except for my quarterback, and that's why. I didn't start Matthew Stafford the past couple of weeks because the matchups were horrible. I did not feel that he was that much of an improvement over the other choice that I had, so I played the matchup. But I will go with Stafford for the rest of the season if it makes you guys happy. Let's see. Oh, God, what else? The entire section of the podcast that you dedicated to trashing my choice to drop Alfred Blue, and I never even owned the guy. He was never on my team. You were literally creating reasons to make fun of my coaching choices, and they are imaginary. I never even had the guy on my team. I haven't even gotten to the section of the podcast yet where I'm sure you are making fun of my decision to trade Carlos Williams for Alan Hearns. My rationale being that as soon as McCoy is healthy, there's no way they are benching a guy they paid that much money to. Unless he gets horribly injured, Carlos Williams is going to go back to being a role guy, and I should get more points out of Alan Hearns. It benefited Gags to have him as a handcuff. It benefited me to have a better wide receiver available to me. Also, the reason I decided to start Hearns earlier in the week was because at that time, Brandon Cooks had an ankle injury, and we weren't even sure whether or not he was going to play. As it stands, he's looking probable, so I switched him back in. But so you guys are trashing my team left and right, and some of those reasons are literally imaginary. So that is my unfinished business. Podcasters, get your shit together before you start calling out my team. Although I am probably still working really hard towards the Browns pin, because I am imploding a little bit. But I will. That is between me and the pillow that I hold while rocking back and forth and crying in the corner. Goodbye.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that message was at like 3 minutes, I was kind of dreading it. It was like 3 minutes of Bean talking about his team, but I have to give you credit. It was kind of entertaining. Actually kept my interest.
It was very entertaining, actually. Yeah, Bean is his words were used well. They were definitely lobbing some grenades at us. Well deserved. He got us on Alfred Blue, man.
Yeah,
we got to eat crow on that.
Yeah, I'll take full credit on that one.
It's your plate. You're eating the crow, not me.
I still don't understand why you bench Matt Stafford, even if it's matchups. I don't agree with that.
Well,
But hey, to each their own. You know, that's why you're the manager of your team and I'm the manager of my team.
I think he has more wins than you too, right?
Yeah, currently. We're only going into week 5. But, I mean, I guess he doesn't have a stranglehold on the Browns pin anymore. I think some of his reasons were legitimate. I don't get why you want to try and make a trade that's going to benefit another, or even care if it's going to benefit another team. I mean, you want to do the opposite of that. You don't want to screw somebody over, but it almost seemed like you were trying to make it work for him. You know, you're trying to make sure that, so he gets something, like you're negotiating for him.
Wasn't that a point of a trade, Brian, to try to help somebody out and you help yourself in as well?
No.
No?
I mean, why do you ask Kabisic, do you ever want to help out another team? No.
Kabisic's a special breed.
Well, I mean, I think any negotiator, at least in fantasy football, shouldn't be looking out for their, enemy's best interest.
Yeah, you know how like you used to in college or even like now, some people like on their fridge, they have these little letters and they put like sentences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Craig literally on his fridge just has trade rape.
Nothing else.
No, you can't even. They're glued onto the fridge. You can't even move them around.
Trade rate. Period.
Yeah. So when he goes to work, he wakes up, he gets that milk or gets the OJ, he sees the word trade rape. Comes back, he makes his good night iced tea or even hot tea. Trade rape. That's all he sees. So he's a special breed because he doesn't want to help anybody. He's like, I'm only gonna help myself, and that's it.
I mean, you remember when he tried to trade rape Juddy at the Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
He looks to trade rape anybody, anything, at any time.
He's just not a good person.
No.
And Bean's trying to be a good person. And he got Alan Hearns, and you know what? He paid for him. What do you got, like 13 catches for 100-some yards?
Yeah, it's worked out so far. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out long term. I still think Carlos Williams is going to be more than a backup role. I think he's going to take over the role, even if McCoy gets healthy. I understand that you're paying him a lot of money, but at the end, you want to be able to win games. So
I disagree with you. I think McCoy's coming back and he'll be the starter because of the money and because he's McCoy.
Yeah,
Carlos Williams will be a third down back or something.
So, but you don't think Carlos Williams will ever take that role over again
from McCoy? If McCoy's still there?
Yeah.
No.
I think it could happen.
McCoy, you traded away. I forget who they traded away, but they gave away a lot for him, so they're going to use him. Wow. He hasn't been healthy all season, so
true. So I think it could be a little bit of nagging injuries and performance is going to suffer a little bit, and then Carlos Williams is like a beast, and he's going to take it over.
Wow. I mean, we'll see. He's got a concussion right now, and probably Booby Dixon's going to play.
Yeah. Well, everybody laughed at me whenever I drafted Duke Johnson. Look at me now. Still 0-4.
So we're still laughing at you. So you got to prove us wrong on that. We'll see what Duke does this week.
Yeah. All right, Bean. Thanks for the call. It was pretty good, and I surprisingly for 3 minutes it actually was to the point.
It was, and hopefully you have some nice down comfort pillows that you got there where you're rocking in the corner crying. Everybody else, please call in, give us your opinions, give us your thoughts. We welcome it. It adds to the show. And don't hide in a corner like Bean. That's right. And if you don't call him, we're just gonna make shit up and make fun of you anyway. Yeah. Like every time Justin Borg, he's never made the playoffs. That's great. I have not heard anybody call in and say that he has. So I'm still under the belief that he has never been to the playoffs and he's never won a championship. And he's continuing his awful play by being 1-3 right now. Does that mean that I won last year? I was in the Tonto Bowl. It never happened. Oh, Tonto Bowl 12 didn't exist? Nope. It was a figment of your imagination. All right. In fact, in my point of view, the last Tonto Bowl championship that happened was Tonto Bowl 3. I'm the champion. All right, let's move on to the matchups. Okay. Matchups. Sure. All right, the first matchup is The Rook versus Dub C Hooligans. Nice one. Thank you. Now, this is pretty crazy, Brian. Looks like after all these trades have been gone and done, I finally get to see Gax's final lineup here. Looks quite sexy. He might make some trades before game time. I don't think he's allowed. It's only 3 trades, right? Oh, is that right? I believe it's only 3 trades. Wow. We didn't change that, did we? I don't know. We'll have to have Craig respond on that one. Yeah, where's the commission the assistant commission when you need him? Sorry, the assistant to the commission.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, like the Rook has Beckham Jr., who evidently doesn't play honest. He was punching people in Buffalo. So apparently he doesn't agree with trying to not being able to get separation. He thinks he should be allowed to do whatever he wants anytime. Then Calvin Johnson, who hasn't done much lately either, got the ball punched out at the end zone. Could have won it against Seattle, which I would have loved. Sanders, great new addition to his team.
Yep.
And Gurley, who after one game, they're like making it sound like he's the greatest since Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
It's only one game. But now we go over to the Hooligans, Dub C. Obviously, I think you agree he wins the quarterback matchup.
Sure.
And then we got his trio of receivers, Hearns, Hankerson, and Brown. Also known as the Jabroni Law Firm. He's got Forsett versus Indianapolis. I'm kind of interested in that myself. I have him in a couple leagues, but I'm just interested because he had like 8 carries for 10 yards last week. But they say it's just a warm-up. I mean, he's playing Matt Hasselbeck. I'm sure the score can't get out of hand.
No.
And Gronkowski. Is it amazing? This guy every week is going to be 16.99 projected points.
That's so low. That's a low projection.
That's a low?
Yeah. He should be 20.
Oh, man. So, I don't know. He's Goskowski. 9th round pick.
Yeah, 9th round pick.
But I'm going to go with the Rook here. I just feel like, no, you know what? Changing my mind.
Wow.
I'm going with Dub C. I'm going with Dub C because Stafford is the better quarterback.
Arizona's a tough D.
They do have a tough D. That's a good thing. I was thinking about
KC.
I'm kind of rooting for Cutler because I don't know if you saw this. I dropped Roddy White, got Eddie Royal.
I did.
I have Eddie Royal and Martellus Bennett, the black unicorn on my team. Changed the mind again, flip-flopping, going back to the Rook for the wild card. Please, Cutler, throw the ball a lot. Get it in there.
Please don't ever run for like political office.
I would flip a lot. It'd be terrible.
Can you imagine the attack ads against you? That would be awesome.
Can't make up his mind.
Over fantasy football. Right off the bat, the Rook wins the, what do you want to call it? Like the profile picture of the week with the wild card.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that he made the wild card from Uno with Charlie's face on there, but it's a great.
I would imagine if you played the game of Uno and you threw down the wild card with Charlie on it, you win it immediately.
Automatically.
Yeah.
So
I guess the other competition was Michael Rappaport by Craig.
Yeah. I think that's great. He gets the clear advantage right out the gates. Speaking of which, Antonio Gates is coming back this week, which has nothing to do with this matchup, but I thought I'd bring it up.
Who has him?
Tree.
Bastard.
I know. He's been waiting on that.
Yeah, he has.
Stafford, you think he would automatically get that, but Stafford's been awful this year. You know, I was listening to a different podcast, and they're just like, if you have Matt Stafford as your quarterback this year in your fantasy football team, I hope you have a backup.
Wow.
And I couldn't disagree with that statement.
Couldn't disagree. I got you.
Yeah. I would say that, like you said, receivers clearly go to the Rook. Running backs, I think, go to Dub C. This could be Foster's week to break out.
I would agree.
And Forsett looked really good, and Cleveland's run D has been awful, atrocious. Woodhead, hopefully Rivers is thrown to him a lot in the flex. Not because I want the Steelers to lose. I want the Steelers to lose, but I want Rivers to get the points.
Yeah.
And then Houston D, they lucked out with Luck not playing tonight. I don't think he's playing.
There's no way Hasselbeck is going to get away from J.J. Watt.
No. So the more I look at this, as much as I don't want to do it, I think I'm actually going to go Dub C. I originally thought I was going to go. Yeah, I thought I was going to go Rook, but I think that he might actually have what it takes to bring down the Rook.
Wow.
His running backs, I don't think Gurley's going to do as much against Green Bay because they're going to be playing from behind. Murray.
That's true. I did hear a stat where like running backs that play against the Packers only get like 60 yards, but that's because they always have to throw the ball.
Right, and Murray hasn't done anything yet. I still think that he might do well later in the year, but he hasn't proven anything yet.
He did pretty well against Arizona.
Oh, did he? How many did?
I think like 100. Hold on.
Murray did.
Oh, Murray. I thought you said Gurley.
No.
Oh, never mind. Gurley had 146 yards, just to say.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, bottom line, I'm going to give this one to Dub C. I rarely do root for him, but hey, he doesn't have Alfred Blue, so I'm going to give it to him. And the next matchup, we have Torque Kabisic, which surprisingly, he hasn't changed his name all year, has he? Other than Craig Kubicek's team.
I like Twerk Kubicek.
Yeah,
it was kind of a a negotiation with Craig.
With Craig, they negotiated for a while around table, and then this is what they came up with.
Yeah, apparently Josh balked at the idea of having to pay Craig Kubicek naming rights.
Yeah, he's like, fine, Twerk Kubicek, half me, half you.
Yeah.
It's like that old Conan skit. If they mated, if Craig Kubicek's team name and Josh's team name mated. If they made it, it would be Twerk Kubicek.
I really thought you were going to say Craig and Josh made it. I was going to be like, that is a terrible image in my head right now.
Sorry. So FC Bajorek, he's putting Breeze back in the game, which I like. I do. I think his shoulder's probably still hurting, but going up against Philly, you kind of hope that it's going to be a shootout, but it hasn't really happened too much this year so far. I love his receiving trio. Demaryius Thomas getting the majority of the looks so far. Keenan Allen, I think he's going to do a decent bit versus Pittsburgh secondary.
Yeah.
And Vincent Jackson's been getting the main share. Basically, Bajorek's team has been getting all the looks that I want. Mike Evans getting nothing. Emmanuel Sanders, nothing compared to the other two. C.J. Anderson, I'm not too crazy about that. Blunt, you never know. That's another wild card. He could get 2 touchdowns or 2 yards.
Yep.
Spiller in the flex. I'm not crazy about that. I guess the reason I'm looking at FC Bajorek's team is because I don't know what to say about Twerk Kubicek besides, he still has Aaron Rodgers, and wow, not a whole lot after that.
Oh, wow.
Not a whole lot after that. I mean, Fitzgerald's back from the dead. Garstone, I guess, might do something because they have to throw a lot, but I can't pick Josh, and not because he beat me last week, but I just have no faith in that team. So I'm going all FC Bajorek. How about you?
Wow. Well, clearly looking over the lineups here, I mean, I agree with you. Bajorek got Demaryius Thomas and Keenan Allen. Both could be outstanding, or it could be the week that Keenan Allen puts up a dud, hopefully, against Pittsburgh. It's nice to see Vincent Jackson get some play on the field out there with Jameis these days. Now, C.J. Anderson, I hope personally he just continues to stink. I've got Ronnie Hillman. And,
for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, who doesn't know, and clearly he has been the better back all year. Just did a 72-yard run for a touchdown last week. Beautiful.
Did you have him in the lineup?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I actually put Abdullah in.
Would you have won?
If I would have put Ronnie Hillman in, I think there was some kind of crazy way I would have won, but I would have to everything.
A couple different people.
Yeah, and Tavon also would not have been playing.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, that's life. I lost. What are you going to do? Can't go back in time. LeGarrette Blount, clearly Justin's thinking that hopefully they get so far ahead on Dallas that he's the one that just goes in and carries the team. Now, clearly, you didn't say this, but Eric Ebron is totally in the lineup right now. Yeah. But we did notice that Justin just picked up Ladarius Green, so he's hoping that Rivers connects with him one more week. And for C.J. Spiller, I think he's got him in the perfect place as a flex. I mean, that's where you got to put him.
Play him, that's where you're going to play him.
He's at an 80-yard touchdown last week, and he's got Buffalo versus Tennessee. And then Twerk Kubicek, Aaron Rodgers can't go wrong, even though it's against St. Louis. You never know. He might just roll over him.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald, Father Time. Pierre Garçon versus Atlanta is a good matchup. Benjamin versus Baltimore. I mean, you really want to root against. I don't know. I always want to badmouth this guy, but he just scores touchdowns every freaking week. Yeldon just gets a lot of touches, and Eifert versus Seattle. Seattle doesn't cover the tight end that well, but St. Louis. It's actually kind of now look at Rodgers and he has St. Louis defense against Rodgers. So,
that's not good.
No, it's not. But if Rodgers throws an interception and St. Louis takes it back for a touchdown, he gets the points.
Sure, and then he goes out and throws more.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick Josh. I'm gonna pick Josh to beat Bajorek, and hopefully it happens. All right, the next matchup we have is the Detonators with Chips against Chips, my boy. And it's a 2-2 team versus an 0-4 team. But I'm pretty excited, Brian. I'm getting psyched up for this matchup here. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at both teams, and you might think that your receivers aren't that great, but you got T.Y. Hilton, you got Martavis Bryant, the return of the Mac, versus Mike Evans, or not versus, with Mike Evans, who Jameson has gotta find someday, right?
You would hope.
Yeah, and then Alfred Morris, who I think is the better running back out of the two right now, clearly because Matt Jones is a rookie.
Yeah.
Jamal Charles versus Chicago. I would imagine he's going to get some solid rushing in, actually, because that defense is terrible. And Delaney Walker, he's a tight end. But Duke Johnson Jr. starting to rise up in the Cleveland ranks. And I like this kid. Might have been a 6th-round draft pick out of your team, but I think, who knows? He might come back and prove us wrong. And Jacksonville defense versus Tampa Bay. I mean, you got to love that. Good pickup. But then you go over to Chips, my boy, Carson Palmer versus Detroit, which could be good for him, as long as he's not getting crushed like Russell Wilson was.
Right.
And his receivers, Jordan Matthews, Amari Cooper, Percy Harvin, they're good. I don't think they're as good as yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Melvin Gordon versus Pittsburgh shouldn't be anything to worry about. Darren Sproles a little questionable there in that pick. Charles Clay, I love this guy. This guy is clearly, what a great pickup for him. I wish I had him on my team, just to back up Bennett. But and Devontae Freeman, clearly Jay is going to try to ride this guy to glory, and I don't blame him. Going against Washington, 19 points. That's great. I think that's more than Le'Veon Bell.
3 touchdowns 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's there's no way that happens again. I mean, if it does, I'll send Jay like a care package or something. I don't know. We'll send him some treats.
We'll send him some chocolate chip cookies from Mama Volchka.
Yeah, maybe we'll buy him an Eagles shirt. Whatever. We'll get him something. Yeah. Well, actually, chocolate chip cookies from Mama Volchka. I didn't think about that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he would love that.
But I'm picking you, Brian. I think it's Monday night. It's Phillip Rivers versus Pittsburgh. No way he lets you down. Going with the detonators.
Thanks, I need it. 0-4, starting to really lose hope. But I had to make some moves. I had to get rid of quarterback. Well, I didn't get rid of quarterbacks. I got a new quarterback. And the move that I made this week that I hope pays off big time is the Jacksonville D. And I intentionally dropped Jameis Winston because he is going up against the Jacksonville D. And I hope that, that kind of... I hope he throws like 2 pick sixes and I win the game. But Jay, he's putting together a nice team. Devontae Freeman, nobody saw that coming. The Green Bay D was a nice pickup. I mean, I think that they're going to be solid throughout the year.
Did Craig drop them?
Maybe. I don't know. Were they drafted?
I think they were drafted, but we're not going to say anything because we don't want it to come and bite us in the
No,
butt.
it'll come back. Carson Palmer, I still am surprised you're not playing Sam Bradford, but again, Carson Palmer's going to Larry Fitzgerald, having a great matchup, reconnection. Like I told Jay, I texted him, I said, if I don't mind losing to one guy in this league, it's him. So if I go in 0-5, hopefully, I'm glad it's at his hand. But like I said, I can only afford 2 more losses, and hopefully it's not this week. I want to have something to look forward to in November. I might be out of this before Halloween, which would make for a really long, last 2 months of the year.
Yes, and a very uninspiring podcast mate.
I know. I would basically be playing spoiler every week. But yeah, I'm taking me. Like you said, I'm saying Rivers and Jacksonville D. It's going to give me the shot in the arm that I needed. And it's going to be a high-scoring matchup, but I'm going to pull it out.
It's a good Wilco song.
Which one's that?
Shot in the
yeah,
arm.
that is a great song. Nice call.
Thank you.
All right, the next matchup we have the Raritan. I was going to say Wolves, but it's still Pups. Still Pups. A little disappointed. And we have Vanilla. Vanilla Jeff. There is nothing vanilla about this lineup, though. You've got Brady, Cobb, Hopkins, Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little less exciting. Hyde, Johnson, Donnell, Forte in the flex, Baltimore D. I'm taking Vanilla. Sorry, Jimmy. I'm not really sorry. I think you feel the same way. I'd like to see you get a win, just like I want to get a win. But you said the only thing you said this whole week in the message board was welcome to 4-1 Vanilla or Jeff, and which implies that he's going 0-5. I'm afraid of Jeff's team with that lineup, especially when you got Brady back. He's projected at 50. He's probably going to get a lot more than that. So, sorry, Jimmy. I think you sealed your own fate with that comment. And like I said, I hope it doesn't happen, but it probably will.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy right now has about as much confidence as a Wall Street market mogul from the 1929 crash.
Oh, nice one.
Yes, that's how bad it is for him right now. There is nothing that can go right for this kid. Yeah, Vanello's team is rocking right now. You get Brady back. I mean, it's a little unfair, but I like having Brady back because I have Edelman.
I want my Brady back.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I mean, your team's just in shambles right now. Good luck to you, but I'm picking Vanilla. All right, the next matchup, Mighty Midgets versus Possum Magic. It's actually important. 4-0 versus 2-2. Could swing either way. Ryan had playing Flacco over Tannehill, who, by the way, I'm sure we haven't talked about this yet, is a punk. Tannehill.
Oh yeah, but Tannehill is on the bye.
Yeah, he's on a bye week, but he's a punk.
Yeah,
because he's saying enjoy your practice squad checks. What a loser! What a jerk! I could see why they don't like him. You know that Tom Brady, if a practice squad player picks off his pass, he gives him money.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how dedicated he is to his craft. We might hate Brady with a lot of passion, but I respect him for as much work he puts in, and tells the practice squad players to put in work too.
Wow.
Like to make him better. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, Joe Flacco. And for him, you got AJ Green, Macklin, right? Macklin's on a tear, by the way.
He is. We kind of were wrong on that one so far. We
Yeah.
said that it was like, oh, garbage time.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Mark Ingram, bringing back Antonio Gates. Good move. He's got Denver, the best defense. Teresa always loves Denver defense. I don't know if you noticed this.
I did.
Okay.
And they're probably the best defense this year. One of the
They
best.
are. They're monsters. And what a pickup of Deion Lewis. Can't say that enough.
Yeah, Craig hates that pickup.
Does yes, he does. Then you go over to Jimmy. Finally gets Alshon Jeffrey back. I mean, he's been waiting 4 long weeks for that.
And he needs him.
He does. And who'd you say? Rashard Matthews and Brandon Marshall are on buys. He's got some decent running backs. I'm picking Jimmy. And the main reason is Possum Magic's 4-0. He's in first place. But if you've noticed the points, he has 670 points that he's scored.
He should be in like 7th.
Yes, he should be. Like it's insane that he's 4-0. I don't think he's played a good team yet. So this is the first week.
I resent that.
Well, you're 0-4, so you know we have our opinions. This is the week that Jimmy beats him because this is the first quality team Treesize is going to play. And you know what? If Treesize come back and win, you know I'll do something crazy. I'll eat an eggplant donut or something.
Wow. It's like you're making a huge claim on just a week 5 matchup. You don't have to put on some kind of crazy like ultimatum.
I'm passionate, Brian. Passionate about my opinions.
All right. Well, if you're gonna beat the Mighty Midgets, might be the week to do it because the 2 big receivers are on the bench. I'm not crazy about seeing Snead and Beasley in there, but they could be sneaky plays. Treesize texted me this week, and he basically had 4 words. He said, "I told you so." And I was like, whatever. You didn't deserve to be 4-0. And, you know, this is like a repeat of almost every year. Treesize is always...
He's wearing that Romo jersey with pride, man.
And that's what he said. He's like, doesn't mean anything until basically he loses like that Mr. December, you know, Romo jersey. So, you know, get through the playoffs and then talk to us. But, you know, he might win best season. Or he may go like 9-0 and then lose it again. I don't know.
Is that best season ever?
No, you know, best record for the season.
Oh, okay. All right.
But, yeah, Flacco, actually not a bad matchup against Cleveland, but hopefully they just run the ball more. Actually, it could be great because they don't have Steve Smith Sr.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
they've got Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken, yes, showing up, making a cameo appearance, singing his way into the starting lineup.
But yeah, I think that I was going to go Treesize, but now that more and more I look at it, you know, it's nice that he's got Antonio Gates coming back, and, you know, Deion Lewis is good there. Oakland's offense is better than they used to be, so I don't know if they're going to go completely shut out. You know, they're not as one-dimensional anymore. I'd like to see Treesize get his first loss. This is a heart pick. I'm going Jimmy.
Oh.
Jimmy Crick with the win.
The gut.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's the gut, it's the heart, and I don't want to see anybody go 5-0.
Me either.
And now the matchup of the week. We have the Huber Squasher going up against Springfield Isotopes. Both 3-1. Both trying to get a stranglehold on that either first place if Treesize loses, or probably a solid second place. Going through the lineup real quick. Give the edge to Kubisik on quarterback. for a couple of reasons. Vic, I don't think he's going to get a whole lot done, and he's going to be thrown to Antonio Brown, which kind of negates a lot of his points since he's going to be, Kubisik's flex. So the edge goes there to Manning. Receivers, got to go with Kubisik here. You got the double Jones, Golden Tate, going up against Randall. Edelman, you got him back, and Royal. So I got to give him there. Going to give you the flex advantage, even though I talked about Antonio Brown, but Bell's going to outscore Brown for sure. Giving you the clear advantage on tight end with Bennett over Rodgers. Running backs, probably a wash, if I had to say. We might have a slight edge. Well, you have a slight edge. And defense, Cincinnati against Seattle, that's going to be rough. Arizona versus Detroit. As much as I don't want to do it, I have to go against you this week. He just has better matchups, better receivers, and I just, if you weren't starting Vic, I'd give it to you, but it's hard for me to see you start Vic. And unless it's going to be a high-scoring game, they're going to force him to throw a lot. That's the only way I can see you pulling this out. But as much as it pains me to do, Craig gets the win.
Wow.
Do you agree?
No, I do not, Brian. Okay, all right. I see your opinions. I got you. You're talking about matchups. Okay, Manning versus Oakland. I think Khalil Mack's going to come in there and crush Manning. And I think Charles Woodson gets his first interception against them this year. James Jones versus St. Louis could be good, but he's got a questionable mark around him. That's always bad. Julio Jones versus Washington. Yeah, that could totally destroy me.
Yeah, that secondary sucks.
Golden Tate, I don't think he's that great right now. Or Ryan Matthews, the edge in running backs slightly to me. Are you nuts?
Maybe.
He only has, first of all, he only has 2 running backs.
I forgot. His running backs don't even really exist.
No, it's Ryan Matthews, who fumbled the last 2 weeks. They don't even want him on the field right now. Andre Williams, who only reason he's got 6.78 points projected is because they feel he'll fall into the end zone. He picked up Richard Rodgers, big deal. Antonio Brown, sure, great. Cincinnati defense versus Seattle. He's got the magic kicker who's 7 field goals. Yeah, you think he's going to only kick field goals against Chicago? You're crazy. Now, my running backs are Randall, Hillman, and Bell. There's no way. There's a gigantic edge.
I wasn't even counting Bell. He's your flex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, okay. I'm still Ronnie Hillman and Joseph Randall are still a huge edge. Edelman's back. Randall reverse that poor San Francisco defense. If they don't throw it to Beckham, they're going to throw it to him. And Eddie Royal picks him up.
Is Cruz back?
Nope.
Okay.
He's too busy cheating on his wife. I'm sure you saw that story.
I didn't.
All right, well, you should look at it. And PPR machine, Eddie Royal. I'm hoping that Cutler and him have that connection. That's why I picked him up. Wasted my waiver 1 opportunity. And the Black Unicorn, Crosby versus St. Louis. That's a field goal machine right there. Arizona versus Detroit. When you have Matt Stafford throwing interceptions left and right, I think that's going to overcome Michael Vick. And I think that I'm going to beat Craig by at least a solid 10 points.
Oh, wow. 10-point edge.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you are projected to win by about 12 or 13, so it's possible. I just like his lineup better.
Well, I have never said that you were a sane person. Basically, I mean, this is the wide receiver heavy thing that Craig does, and he has to pray that they get enough looks to overcome his terrible running backs. And we saw that he wants to trade. I will trade James Jones for a running back.
Yeah.
So he knows.
He knows he's
in
weak.
trouble.
Yeah. Weak is an understatement.
How are you going to say weak is an understatement and then pick Craig?
His running backs suck. But, I mean, it's going to hinge. Here's what it's going to hinge on the quarterback. If Vic has a good game, you get the win. If Manning has an average or above average game, he wins.
Okay.
That's what I'm putting.
Well, I'm picking me.
Okay. Big surprise.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Ready, Detling?
I'm always ready, Brian. Cuckoo!